Hey guys, so this is Lewis from Utah Trikes, and today I'm going to show you how to set up your rear derailleur. Gonna need a Park Tool Phillips screwdriver. Any Phillips screwdriver will work actually. And then you'll also need a 5mm Allen key. Assuming that you have already installed your derailleur, which how you do that is with the 5mm Allen, put it right in there and righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, right there. And this one's already on nice and tight, so, okay. So now there's these two screws. This outside screw is for the high limit, and the inside screw is for the low limit. High limit being the small sprocket, and then the low limit being the bigger sprocket. So what the limit screws do is they put a stop on how far the derailleur will go either way. And that prevents it from launching the chain into your frame and messing up your paint, and also prevents it from putting the chain in your spokes and messing up your wheel. So it's really important to make sure you have your limit set properly. So as you can see, the limit screw on the high side is off because we want this jockey pulley here to line up with this cassette. So what we'll do is come to the high limit screw and spin that out and just eyeball it and line it up. So we'll go about right there. Now for the low limit. Let's check it real quick, and that is obviously off. So the low limit is off. We want this jockey pulley here to line up with this big sprocket. So we'll go ahead and spin out the high limit screw, and we'll go. I kind of know how far out the screw needs to be, but we'll go about there and check it. You just want to check periodically as you're spinning out the limit screw. Now that it's getting close, we're just going to go in small increments on here. So we'll go about a half a turn, and now we'll check it again. Still a little bit off, so we'll give it another half turn. Check again. That's close enough for now. So that was close enough on the low limit. We'll dial it in once we have the chain installed, which will be now. Okay. Whoa, how did that happen? It's crazy, the internet. Okay. So now we're gonna check the high limit before we attach the cable, because you're gonna wanna adjust this without any cable tension. The cable tension will hold the derailleur wherever the cable tension is holding it. So if you back out the limit screw with cable tension, you're not going to actually see the effects of moving your limit screw. How you check if it's good is just give it a pedal and listen for any clicks going on back there. Which it appears to be all right. But one way to get it perfectly dialed in, I'll show you now. You're gonna wanna turn it in to where you barely get any clicks when you're pedaling. So a little bit more. Probably there. No. So you hear that little knock, and that is the chain starting to hit. So now that we have that, we'll just turn this out quarter turns at a time until the noise goes away. And I still hear it just a tiny bit. So So we'll give it another quarter turn. Okay. And right there, no noise from the chain hitting into the next sprocket. So we're good to proceed. Now what you're gonna wanna do is attach your cable. This is where the 5mm Allen head comes in. So you will run your cable through your barrel adjuster and then through into the derailleur like such. Make sure your housing is seated all the way. And then over here, there's a little eyelet that the cable slides through. Okay, so make sure you get the cable through that. And now there's gonna be this pinch bolt right here. It's a 5mm, or I'll tighten it up first, okay. And what you're gonna wanna do is loosen that off just enough that the cable will slide up behind it. Another little thing, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little slit in that washer. That's where the cable's gonna run through. But there's this little slit and the cable will run through that. So we'll put that back on. Okay. Now, you don't want to pull it super tight to the point where it's pushing the derailleur. And you don't want to like attach it super loose, so just pull it a little tight and tighten up the pinch bolt. So now we'll dial in the indexing, which basically is just how far the derailleur moves for each shift. Because this is a fun little fact. If your bar end shifter clicks, that is indexing. Or if it's like with your front derailleur where you can move it back and forth without any clicks, that's a friction shifter. Fun little tidbit. Okay. So now we'll go ahead and test the first shift. And it went up, but there is some clicking coming from it. Let me just take a look real quick. And it looks like it's not pulling all the way. So what you'll do is come to your barrel adjuster. And it spins. You want to spin it, so give it about 2 clicks. And then shift back down and shift back up. Okay. So I'm gonna give it about a full rotation on that, and we'll check it again. Okay. So the first couple shifts are going smooth. And now you stop. Don't go any further. It's time for the low limit. Okay. Where did I put my, okay. Okay. So guys, it's time to set your low limit. What you'll want to do is bring in this low limit screw quite a bit to where when you shift, it's gonna either not want to go up or have issues going up, so you can turn it out really slowly to dial it in perfect. And it's better when you're setting it up to have the limit too far in than too far out, because you don't want your chain going into your wheel. So we'll go ahead and test the shift, and that's about what I was expecting. So now we'll go turn out the low limit screw. We'll start with a half turn and see what that does. That went up pretty smooth. Bring it down. Looks like that's about it. Oh. So, I don't know if you saw that or not, but if you're shifting down and once it goes past, just means you gotta give it another click, tightening your cable tension on your barrel adjuster. And then test it again. And I still saw it on a jump. So one more click. It's kind of a slow and tedious process, but the after effect of a seamless, perfect shifting, it's well worth it. Now your final step, all you're gonna need is to trim your cable. And this guy's not gonna be ready to ride yet, but I can't wait to ride it. Let me just put this on real quick. I do about 3 fingers for the cable. And then you're gonna want your crimp end. The crimp end prevents the end of the cable from fraying, which is good, makes it look better. You don't poke yourself, because if you get poked with a frayed cable, it's not pleasant. And that's how you tune your rear derailleur. I'm gonna finish this build and take it out for a spin. This right here, 500 watt Bafang motor on there, so it's gonna be a fun little test ride. And this is Lewis from Utah Trikes signing off. How was that?
Stand still.
This is Lewis. I work at Utah Trikes. Trikes are cool. They're fun. You can ride them.